thinking about moving to the Cape, thinking about retiring to the Cape, thinking about getting a vacation home in the Cape. One of the things we need to think about is what is the cost of that. Okay, so we're going to talk about the cost of living here for just a couple of minutes, okay? You'll see me glance down. I made some notes. Normally we know what we're talking about without notes, but when we're talking numbers, I find them helpful. All right, you might want to stay to the end of this video because we hit the biggest thing at the very end, okay? So first of all, what we did was we picked 3 locations to compare against, 3 places that people quite often move from a general area to come to the Cape. One is Natick, which is a town outside of Boston. If you're from Massachusetts, you're most likely familiar with it. Second one is White Plains in Westchester County in New York, another place where we have a lot of people moving from. And then not as many, but we picked Harrisonburg, Pennsylvania to have we do have a lot of people from Pennsylvania who come up here for vacation or retirement, so we included that, but it also is a lower cost of living area to give a little comparison of that, okay? All right, so first of all, let's talk about overall cost of living, all right? What we did was we used Natick as kind of the baseline. So Natick's 100%, okay, it's 100. Whatever Natick's cost is 100, and then the other 3 places, Cape Cod, White Plains, and Harrisonburg, are done in comparison to that. So on the overall, Cape Cod is an 86.9. So in other words, if it costs you $1,000 to live in Natick, it would cost you $869 on Cape Cod. White Plains is the most expensive, not surprising. It's 119.2. All right, and Harrisonburg is 80.4. So Natick's 100, Cape Cod 86.9, White Plains 119.2, and Harrisonburg 80.4. All right, groceries on average, and we have actual numbers later on, okay? So we'll actually tell you a gallon of gas, a dozen eggs, that type of thing. But groceries, again, Natick's 100, Cape Cod's 95.6, White Plains 108.8, and Harrisonburg 78.4. And then transportation, again, Natick's 100, Cape Cod is 130.8, very expensive. Transportation on the Cape, everything is in your own car, and it tends to be a distance. It just adds up. Okay, and gas is very expensive, which you'll hear later on. So those are the percentages. We're going to come back and do housing at the end. So what does this look like in real numbers? Well, in real numbers, a gallon of milk on Cape Cod, and this is as of today, which is in the middle of September 2023. It goes up and down, obviously, like every place does, but today, which is relative, percentage-wise, what it would be normally, a gallon of milk is $3.99. In Natick, it would be $3.79. In White Plains, it would be $4.29. In Harrisonburg, $3.29. And obviously, these are averages. The store you went to might be more expensive, less expensive, but on average, that's the cost. 12 eggs on Cape Cod, $2.99. In Natick, it's $2.89. In White Plains, $3.19. And Harrisonburg, $2.59. Okay, so that's eggs, and then a gallon of gas, something we all tend to buy. On Cape Cod, the average is $3.69. Now I'm on the lower Cape, which is a little more expensive. We're up around $3.89, $3.99 on the lower Cape. And one of the things we can help you with, if you're interested in getting a house, we can help you figure out what area is going to have the lowest costs for you and still have what you want in it, okay? So that's just one of the things we do. By the way, if you have any questions, put it down below and subscribe and like, please. All right. Okay, so gallon gas $3.69 on Cape Cod, $3.59 in Natick, $3.89 in White Plains, and $3.09 in Harrisonburg, Pennsylvania. Just to give you an idea about restaurants, we just did a beer. What does a regular draft beer cost? Okay, Cape Cod is $6, Natick $5.50, White Plains $6.50, and Harrisonburg is $5. You know, it's consistently White Plains is the most expensive, Harrisonburg is the cheapest. Okay, and now the big thing, if you're thinking about retiring here or vacationing, getting a vacation house or moving here, is cost of housing. And this one is dramatic. Natick, again, 100%. So something that would cost $1 million in Natick, we're at 147.2, so it would cost $1,472,000, okay, on Cape Cod. It's 162 in White Plains, again the most expensive, and 56.4 in Harrisonburg. So about a third of the cost on average. All right, so that gives you a real quick overview on the cost of living. What you'll find is that the Upper Cape, the area up near the canal, near the bridges, is the least expensive because it just costs less to truck and there's a little more population there overall to support the different things. Mid-Cape, with the Hyannis, Barnstable, Yarmouth area, tends to be less expensive than the Lower Cape because it has a lot of big stores and has the most population to spread the costs out around. And the Lower Cape is by far the most expensive part of Cape Cod, the area that I am. And I chose it because it has the things I want. I'm willing to pay the extra. But it is more expensive. Food's more expensive, and the gas is more expensive. Housing tends to be more expensive. It's just a lower population area, less property on the Lower Cape. We're only 3 miles wide in sections between the bay and the ocean. And so everything has a scarcity, and you pay for that scarcity. So hit the like and subscribe button, and if you have any questions, put them down below. Call or email us. And if you're thinking about a house, all right, our team just loves helping find the perfect place.